So yeah, I'm addicted
To what?
to
Naked
dudes. Might as well face it. I'm addicted to World of Warcraft Classic.
That doesn't really fit.
Well,
Jesus.
Guess
that was
where?
a really good song.
Guess where it does fit in my life.
What you're addicted to World of Warcraft Classic? I don't understand. Is it like Coke Classic or?
It just so they started out World of Warcraft obviously with like no expansions, no DLCs, and then they started adding a bunch of stuff to it, and they're at, 15 years later, it's like a whole different game, and there's aspects of it that some of the old school players.
I don't believe that it's a different game.
It is a different.
I don't believe you at all.
And
why?
World of Warcraft has always kind of looked and acted the same to me. I played it one time and I was like, I hate this game. I don't know why.
I'm surprised Brandon doesn't play it. It is
He doesn't like playing with other people.
I know. That's the only reason why. If he could play this solo, this game has everything he wants in an RPG.
Does not get along well with others.
Does not compute.
Does not play well with others.
Yeah.
He hates playing online.
It's a toxic ass community for sure. Like there's a lot of just trolls.
There's mean people in there. Like when I was playing, you'd see the message bar on the bottom, and they're really rude.
Like, what do you mean?
Just dissing each other, making fun of each other. Like
your mom.
Yeah, but it's you should go kill yourself. Blah blah blah. It's like good lord.
KYS, bro. KYS, bro.
There's a lot of mom jokes and Chuck Norris jokes.
It's because they're fucking living in the 2004 era.
Hey, it's 05. It's okay to live in 04.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't. I've never played that game, like other than one time, and my friends were trying to get me into it. And they're like, "You'll like it. You'll like it." I'm like, I fucking hate this game. No surprise, right? But,
There's a shock.
There's a shocker. But, are you playing it right now?
No, I think he was going to read you some of the mean things that get said in there, because it's like, God, calm down. Like, if somebody just asks even a simple question, like, how do I get to, I don't know, Ogrimmar? And people, like, lose their shit. Duh, it's a big city, stupid, or, something like that. It's like, easy, fellas.
Here, let's type in WoW chat and see what comes up.
Well, why don't I actually go to World of Warcraft chat?
I think this is an excuse for Vinny to get on and play. You guys do the podcasting. I'll be over here.
My phone sucks.
I remember when I was working at Sam Goody when these were coming out. And what was the second one? Was it Burning Crusade?
The first one was Burning Crusade.
Okay. I remember when that one... raise your hand at me, sir. I remember when that...
Know your WoW.
Was coming out and I was stalking him like, what the fuck is this thing?
It sounds like a medieval STD.
Burning Crusade?
Yeah.
Burning Crotchade.
Oh.
And then the other... The Lich King?
Wrath of the Lich King.
Was that next?
Wrath or Waddle K. Is what you call it.
I think there was books to go along with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were getting those two and we're like, what is this?
Then there was...
I didn't really have a computer. Then
there was Cataclysm and then Mists of Pandaria.
I like the panda ones because I like pandas.
Or Mop.
They're cute.
So is this the oldest MMO that's online still?
No, Anarchy Online was out from Funcom in like the 90s. I played that before a while.
Is that still...
You could still log on. There's not a lot of people, but it still has a...
And they've never updated the graphics.
No, it's so bad.
WoW doesn't look like it's been updated.
Oh, yeah. If you look at this WoW, classic WoW, and then I log into standard retail.
Seeing them both now, I can see that there was... I mean, it's not major. It's not like they went from Nintendo to the Switch graphics, but there is definitely some updates.
I just don't like MMOs, I think, is my thing.
No, I prefer a solo play RPG, like Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm barreling through that with B Wonder.
I'll admit, some of my best friends that I met playing this game.
Yeah, he does have a lot of fun guys.
I'm sure you can meet a lot
they listen to this podcast too.
I'm sure you can meet a lot of good people playing that game. I met some people playing Gears of War. I just don't like MMOs because.
Is there any of those coming out? I know that's one of your favorites.
One just dropped and it's dumb.
Is it dumb?
Gears of War doesn't come out till.
Well, the trial or
the beta
came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about the multiplayer anymore. I just play the single player stuff because I have to.
When does that come out?
4
September.
Dude,
something.
you go through the story in 4 in 8 hours or something. Like it was.
Yeah, I mean,
fast.
they've all those games have always been short. The problem I have with Gears now is that the coalition, the people who make the game now, is run by Rod Ferguson, who used to work for Epic Games, and now Epic Games doesn't work with Gears at all. They like sold them off to the coalition. Coalition took over, and they don't. I don't know, something about those games nowadays. They're just not as good. Like the old ones were way grittier and a lot chunkier. I don't know if that doesn't really make sense to a lot of people, but if you're a Gears fan and you've played the old ones compared to the new ones are just like.
What does grittier and chunkier mean in a game?
Okay, so like the characters of Gears are like thick neck, muscle bound.
Oh.
Chunky
studs.
It's like they're gruff and it's bloody and terrible, and the new one is just kind of like, I know they're turning it into like they've added a lot more women, which is fine. I don't mind that, but the character models don't look like they used to. They're kind of they're gearing them towards more like ninja style fighting. I don't like it. It's stupid because the whole point of Gears is cover-based shooting. It's like a gun game.
Yeah. Isn't it like Aliens or something?
The running joke with Gears of War is hide behind the couch.
Hide behind the couch?
Yeah.
Like you hide you the person or your video
chest high walls. Like everything in that game is made for you to like cover behind, so it's all chest high, and you can hide behind it. But
is that cheating?
No, it's part of the game. It's the way the game's made. It's just. It's funny because it's always like that. Like no matter where they go in this destroyed city, there's always a chest high wall somewhere they can get behind, or a couch or something. Get behind the couch.
I can't do a first person shooter. It's
third person.
Oh, that is?
Yeah.
Okay. I just have I mentally can't look at it.
A first person game?
Yeah, like I don't.
Like you get sick?
No. Kinda. Like every time I go to like aim, I'm all over the place because I can't see it, so I can't see my person, so I can't get my
bearings right.
Yes, bearings. I was saying my grappling's right.
Well,
ting ting ting.
You know, I think everybody's like that when they first start playing FPS, but later on, once you've been playing it for a while, you get used to that.
I mean, I did play Metroid Prime, but
that's a different beast.
Failed at it.
like that game's a very lock-on game.
Yeah. I went back to Metroid Other M, and I've been playing that at night, and it is fucking hard, man.
I hate that game.
Why?
This is not Metroid. I can tell you that. That's like the one that's like the one game in the whole franchise I can't stand. I tried that game, and I was like, "This is not what Metroid is." It's
well, I enjoy it.
Terrible.
I like it. I'll just repeat my statement from earlier. Fire Emblem Three Houses is wonderful. I beat my first house. Now I'm working on my second house.
Seems like there's a lot of dialogue in that game.
Or always.
It's like a ton of people talking.
You have to know a lot.
And then it's turn-based strategy.
Yeah, which is my tactical turn-based, which is my favorite.
I thought it was like an action RPG. Oh.
No, are you thinking Xeno?
I don't know.
No, Fire Emblem's always been tactical, turn-based.
I don't really play a lot of Japanese art style games. Like
that's my favorite series though ever. Is a Fire Emblem series.
My friend plays Final Fantasy.
I love Final Fantasy too.
Online.
He plays all of them, every single one, and I'm just like
three for the Super Nintendo is my favorite.
So I've got some friends that went on a rafting trip a few weeks ago, and two of them were
recipes.
They died.
No, but two of them ruined the trip because they were talking about Final Fantasy Online the whole time and just would not shut up.
That sounds
horrible.
awful. That sounds
I like Final
terrible.
Fantasy, and that sounds horrible.
Like knowing people who like that game and listening to them talk about that or Dragon Quest
Oh, I
makes
can't
me
stand
want to
Dragon
fucking
Quest.
vomit.
I don't like Dragon Ball Z. I don't like the art of Dragon Ball Z, and I do not like Dragon Quest
I
because it's
like
the same
Dragon
artist.
Ball Z.
It's the same guy.
Yeah, I know.
Pointy
So-
fucking weird noses. And this is coming from an anime fanatic. Like, I love anime.
Pointy fucking weird.
They like do that ski slope where you go down and you do the ramp.
It's called. I think it's called a Celion.
Yeah, it's called a
For
ugly
the
and
bridge of your nose. I think it's called a Celion.
where it goes,
Yeah.
but the bottom of their nose goes up.
Yeah, it
like
swoops.
to a pointy triangle. And I don't enjoy it. So, and I heard those Dragon Quest games are really, really fun. And somebody's like, "Oh no, you would really
They
enjoy
look
them."
fucking boring.
Like, I'm good.
I was watching my friend Tony play it, and I wanted to fucking cry. It was so boring looking. Like it's really clean. Like the animation's super clean, and I don't know. There's just not enough going on in that game to keep me interested. But then again, I don't like RPGs that much. So
See, and I do, and I like. There's a few of them coming out. There's one from an Italian company called Baldo. There's no release date yet, but that one looks really fun. It looks like the studio, the Ghibli, where it's like Howl's Moving Castle and
Steam Boy or whatever.
Yeah, Ponyo. So it's the same. It's inspired from that, but it's not that company, and it looks great. And then there's another one called Spiritfarer that looks really good. That's an indie game, but no release dates on those.
If the action's not happening in the moment, I get bored.
I know, because I like a good storyline.
Like turn-based strategy, like doesn't make sense to me at all. Like that's not how battles are fought.
I'm just not smart enough for it.
You can play it. I showed his youngest son how to play it, and he's like, and that kid usually plays Fortnite and Minecraft. Like that's what he does, and Apex or whatever.
Can we all agree that Fortnite is just fucking terrible though?
I'll be completely honest. It's fun to play with friends sometimes, or it used to be.
I haven't seen you play a Fortnite game in years.
And the game's only been out for 2 years.
Right.
So.
It's been about 15 to 20 years since he's done playing.
I don't hate it. Like, I just don't play it.
Brandon likes it. He texted me the other day. He's like, I'm just playing Fortnite, can't stop. And he's like, I threw my Fire Emblem in the trash.
Where are we dropping, boys?
Risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, risk it for the biscuit. God. Yeah, I can't stand Apex anymore either. You know what's funny though? A lot of games I can't stand anymore.
What's the newest shooter game? Because there seems to be one that they're all battle royale now.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty's got one. So does that game that Overwatch clone.
Well, that was hot. But there's PUBG, there's
that was the first one, wasn't it?
H1Z1,
PUBG
there's
sucks. H1Z1 was probably the first one.
Oh.
Actually, it was probably Arma that created this whole thing because Arma used to be a huge thing. It's not really anymore, but they're all the same to me. Every single fucking one of them. They're all
it's the same game.
It's like, yeah, the art style may be different, but everything else about it is just
the same could be said about all FPSs or all RPGs or.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to argue that point. It would take too long. Like, forget it. I just know I hate Fortnite. I can't stand it.
It's not what your team at work told me. Like, dude, this desk is decorated in Fortnite stuff. I'm like, I know.
I can't stand the floss dance. I can't stand seeing it everywhere.
Where was I
It
at?
was way worse. Like, we went on vacation once and we were coming back, and we stopped at a drive-thru to get some food, and you could see all these kids in the restaurant doing the floss dance.
God, fucking
At the
makes me
tables.
sad. Why? What's the point?
I don't know. Your niece or nephew was doing it. The littlest two were doing it the other day on Sunday. I was like,
I think they do it because they know it pisses us off.
No, she was just doing it. Like, nobody was even watching her, and she was just doing it. Little nut job.
You gotta think about all the dumb shit we did when we were kids. And you gotta think back and like, were we ever that terrible?
Cool?
Like,
Oh.
like, oh, yeah. But like, you know.
Well, we play video games and stuff, but We also played outside a lot because Mom would lock us out of the house. So
Mama's
there's
got drinking
that.
wine.
Nah, she wasn't into wine back then.
You're
Wine
grounded
coolers.
to the
Yeah.
yard.
Oh God, Bartles and James
Bartles
wine
and
coolers.
James.
Oh shit.
Thank you for your support.
Is
Do
that,
they still make those?
I was going to say, I don't even think
Yeah,
that
I think
company's
they
still
do.
around.
Remember the commercial?
No.
Those two old guys, and at the end, they're like, "Thank you for your support."
Is that Bartles and James?
Yeah.
It's the real life Bartles and James.
Why would they make wine coolers if they
Dude, they're
sound
wine
like that?
wine coolers. I don't like wine, but wine coolers aren't bad. I guess.
I remember I had my first wine cooler. Mom gave me a sip. And
Yeah.
It was really like. I
Yeah, she
remember
would always
being-
give sips.
I remember it tasted carbonated,
Yes, they're carbonated.
and I'm like, oh, it's burning my throat. Like even
yeah, it's
soda
like
pop isn't-
high carbonation.
I'm like, holy shit. And then I had a Zima when I got older,
Ugh.
and I was like, this is the worst. Who would drink any of this shit?
Well, Zima's disgusting.
And
So.
then I had Wild Turkey, and then it was
Yeah.
and then it was all over from there.
I like that. The honey Wild Turkey.
Oh,
Is it Tennessee honey?
yeah, I can't
Oh,
do that. I can't.
mm,
It gives me heartburn. like
low. Oh
crazy.
yeah, I could see that for sure.
Whiskey's always kind of done to me.
Yeah, let's say that's a whiskey
Yep.
thing.
Got that honey whiskey, you know.
Oh,
And
honey whiskey's good.
I'll tell you what my jam is rum.
Yeah,
Rum's
he's
good.
a rum fella. The old rum.
151.
I mean, I can drink some rum.
like
Sorry, that's Vance's.
that sounds like the
phone.
worst.
It dies. It's really funny. He's like, like the robot shuts down.
I like a little bit of rum and Coke. I'm not a huge drinker though at all.
No,
so
we aren't either.
It's like I'll have a little rum and Coke, but rum gives me everything gives me goddamn heartburn.
I'd say it
though.
doesn't just like air give
Air,
you
just
heartburn.
breathing.
That doesn't count.
I got a wild case of it today. I was sitting at my desk and I'm like,
Don't you tell me, Ricky Bobby.
I thought my ringer was off. I apologize.
No, because Dale laughed at your ringtone.
It was pretty funny.
Booting down the robot.
So before we get any further, this is the Don't Look Under the Bed podcast for all things comedy and horror. I'm one of your relaxed hosts. Dan Wonder next to me is.
Oh, is it a relaxing day?
We are relaxed. I'm relaxed.
Natalie Rose.
I'm one of your embarrassed hosts, Vinny Rose.
Why are you embarrassed?
Because he's
I
playing
forgot
WoW.
to turn my phone off.
Oh, and he shit himself in the car on the way home, and it was bad.
Did you fart?
I was like, was that a fart?
Yep.
It was like... it was some pops.
I was sitting at work today, and somebody comes over and sits next to me. I was like, I probably smell like smoke. I'm sorry. Plus, I shit my pants. And they like got up and moved over one more seat. And I was like, good on you.
I ain't even mad.
Nick is unfortunately off today, so he won't be joining us.
He had to work late.
Way
Last
off.
minute working late. You brought your case of pop down here and then just left it empty.
Maid's got the day off.
Oh, motherfucker.
Ooh, girl.
When are we getting made? Wait, really? We get a maid? We have no money. How are you paying this maid?
No.
Yeah, we're
I
broke,
cleaned for
and
you.
it made us clean our own house.
Yeah, no shit. That's what I did Sunday, man. Oh, I did all the clean. He was at work, so.
But it's not like I don't do anything.
No.
around
I
the
say you
house.
were at work. You'd clean Saturday, but I was like, I had to finish all this other stuff. I'm like, God, I feel like I've spent my whole day off cleaning.
Yeah, you ever watch Black Books
Nope.
with Dylan Moran?
No, because it was on Netflix, but she says not anymore.
Sounds terrible.
Okay, Daniel.
Yeah, me.
Wait, what?
Fuck you, me. I mean, but there's an episode where they hire a guy to clean their place, and it's a dude from Hot Fuzz who's like, so, what do you think, Mr. Angel? Or what he said. He comes in and he's cleaning their place, and he's like, it's not that filthy. I swear. You take a look around, and he like turns around, wipes the air with his finger, and then he turns back, and there's a bunch of black shit.
Oh, nice.
The air?
What are you watching? What is that on?
I just watch on YouTube, but it was on Netflix. It's off now.
Of course.
Netflix is kind of
Oh, it's
not
like a-
doing well in that department. They've got barely anything left on there that's worth a shit, and it's just
Well, I'm boycotting it until they put all the High School Musicals on there
whoa.
from Disney Channel.
Gotta get your head in the game.
I've never
Glee.
seen one
Get
of
your head in the
those.
game.
Then what?
Glee.
No, I didn't really watch Glee.
I thought you loved Glee.
No.
I can't believe the
That's not
guys from Nip Tuck made that fucking show. That's such a weird thing. Yeah.
They went from like a porn to a non-porn.
Nip Tuck was really weird, dark, man.
It was okay.
It was too much.
American Horror Story season 1 was awesome.
Yeah.
And then the rest of that show's terrible now.
I like the circus one.
I like the first half of the Roanoke season.
Yeah, then it got dumb. What's this new one about? Does anybody know?
I don't fucking know.
The last one was about the clown cult. Here, I'll look it up.
But we don't really have a whole lot to talk about today, other than what Natalie's got for research. We don't have any emails today.
We sure don't.
No, we were so busy today. We dropped the ball on pulling an email, and now we're just like.
Plus, this is a relaxed episode.
It's a relaxed episode. It's non-formatted, non-scripted.
Hey, real quick, I just want to let everybody know. I'm gonna try and get him in for an interview, or if nothing else, Skype him in. But a good friend of mine I've known the dude since elementary school, and he's into paranormal stuff. He has a page. Check him out. It's Black Angel Paranormal Society. He based it in Council Bluffs before he moved out east, and he still keeps up on it. But it's pretty cool stuff. So my buddy Ken, check him out. Check out the page. Tell him Vinny sent you.
Okay.
Sorry if you can hear. That's Hocus. She screams at her toys.
Yeah, that's
really,
the weirdest thing.
Really loud.
She has feline autism.
Yeah.
The look she gave you. Oh my god.
I wasn't trying to be like mean.
No.
She screams at her toys. That's what the first time she did it, it was in the middle of the night, like right after we got her, and she was like, meow, meow, like really loud. I don't think I've ever jumped out of bed so fast.
My baby.
Yeah, that's what I was like, what's wrong with her? I'm shaking him. Get out. Something's wrong with the baby. So then
Yeah. I'm like thinking, shit, should we have a kid? And then I was like, oh God, no. It's the cat.
Now she's staring at something. But I came out and she's like sitting on her toy and she yells at it. And then she'll flick it around her little paws all cute like, and then lay back on it and yell at some more. Mm-hmm. All the time. I'm like, oh,
all fucking night.
Feline autism. I don't think I've ever seen Allie shoot you a look more demeaning than that. That was hilarious from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
From an inside one, I bet it hurt. But
wasn't so funny here.
Okay, so the new American Horror Story is... We know this season 9 is called American Horror Story 1984 and is inspired by the slasher horror films in the 80s, being Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, fuck. Stranger Things did it, so now we all have to.
Now who's negative? Now who's negative?
Well, you know that's what they're doing.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
You think this is why I don't like trends, dude? Somebody takes it and chokes the fucking life out of it until there's nothing left.
I think that...
Like Disney does to every movie.
I think hating trends is a trend.
No, it's not. I can guarantee you.
I'll always hate trends.
I'll always hate trends. It's because it's so transparent what they're doing. Like season 1 and 2 of Stranger Things was like season 1.
I thought they were all good. So
Stranger Things season 1 was the best. Season 2 was okay. 3 was not good.
I haven't watched 3 yet.
I know, and that's why we can't talk about it, because you don't watch shows fast enough.
Talk about it.
Because you're playing fucking Fire Emblem.
And cleaning the house and working and taking care of the yard.
Oh, wow. Way to suck up now after you said feline autism.
Not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
She's a perfect angel.
She is cute. I like her little half ear.
Yeah.
Her pirate ear.
I almost had to tear my fucking basement ceiling down because of that cat.
Huh?
When we brought her home the night, it was like we left her in our little bathroom, our little ensuite, and off our room, and she was fine in there because you want to adapt her to the house, and she was scared shitless anyway. She was a street cat, little thug, and
thug life.
Thuggin'.
We decided, okay, we'll go ahead and bring her out. But she was fine, and then like that night she crawled in between the basement ceiling and the living room floor,
Oh.
where the air duct is for the air
Yeah.
vent, and she wouldn't come out. Like, and I thought she was dead up there because she didn't come out for days. Starved her ass out with tuna. I got a fresh can of tuna. I read it on the internet. Get a fresh can of tuna to get your cat to eat. And I put the plate up there, and then she poked her scrawny little head out. She's not scrawny anymore, but
No, she's
scrawny little head
definitely
out,
not.
and I grabbed her, and then he went right behind me and like put
Knocked
a
it
board
off,
over
yeah.
her, and
That's cool.
she's been up my ass ever since with kisses.
So I watched Mindhunter season 2, and I know that we didn't really talk about it last time Nick was here, but I'm gonna talk about it now that he's not here. But the guy that got to play Charles Manson did a really fucking fantastic job.
I want to watch Mindhunter.
I had not seen the show, but I did see the picture of that guy, and I was like, dang, they did a good job.
Did a great job, and
He's
I don't
amazing.
know. I don't know if he's even ever acted before.
Oh,
but he was
that's even better.
very convincing. And they played one of Charlie Manson's songs on there, which Charlie Manson used to be a songwriter as well.
Do you think if he ever made a songwriter, he'd probably have been a different person?
Same thing with Hitler. If he would have just kept painting and
Yeah.
not got into nationalism, he probably would have been a different person.
I saw this thing on Bob Ross today. Bob Ross was actually, get this, you know that calm demeanor Bob Ross has. He wasn't always like that. He was a commanding officer in the Air Force, and I guess
shit.
he was like a giant prick. And he vowed that when he got out of the Air Force, he wasn't going to be like that anymore. So I think it was the Air Force. But
So
do you know why he has the afro?
Why?
Because he had no money, and it was just a big perm was just easy to take care of and maintain, I guess.
Is.
And then after he started painting, they made that into his logo, and he hated it, but they would not let him cut his hair.
Oh wow! So there's a lot of old wives' tales about him, same as Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Like I think a couple of them are true, but there's some mixed theories about Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers and how nice they were.
Apparently, the guy that mentored Bob Ross and taught him to paint had a show. What was Bob Ross's show called?
The Joy of Painting.
This was called The Something of Painting. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't Joy. But anyway, they actually became like enemies.
Yeah, a little bit. His son, if you've ever watched Bob Ross's son do the show, Bob will come in and be like, well, I'm going to take off. My son's going to take over for me, and he's going to show you how to paint this lovely little scene. The son is just like him.
Really?
Every single... Except for... God, I got the heartburn again. Except for the hair, they're just exactly alike.
They do have a Bob Ross painting class you can take here in Omaha. And when I worked at Hobby Lobby, they would come in there and do it in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
yeah,
they're so freaking good.
Yeah.
And like these people are like, I've never painted before, and it's probably not going to turn out right. And then they'd always come out and show us. All the cashiers would line up and be like, oh, we kind of want to see this or whatever. And I'm like, dang, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I can't paint or draw to save my life. Like my stick figures look fucked.
I have a painting that I've done, but my ex has it, and I don't want to talk to her anymore, so I'll probably never get it back. But I did a really good job on it, and I was like,
I did a really good job.
Man, imagine the things that painting's seen.
Moving on. I want to hurl a lot. Well, you moved from one house, and then you had it in another house. So
Yeah.
it's just seeing different houses.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Natalie, what are we talking about today?
Not hurling. We're on our road trip. Where are we going, boys? Where are we landing? Delaware.
Thanks for answering us.
That was another person. That wasn't me. Delaware. So we left our campfires, all our little camping sites.
I didn't put mine out.
Uh-oh.
I peed on it before we left.
We don't leave campfires burning. It's not our thing.
It's not.
It's not our thing. I don't even go camping. I go glamping.
Glamping.
Yeah, glamour camping. Yep, so we're heading to Delaware. I've never been to Delaware. Have you?
Nope.
Nope.
Never been there.
It looks beautiful from all the pictures I've looked at recently.
Yeah, it looks nice.
When I did my research.
Looks very East Coast.
Looks very East Coast, like a little beach house with Adirondack chairs. That's all I can think of. And like eating fresh seafood.
Which would be fucking awesome if we were near a sea in Omaha, but we're not. I think we'd have even more people living here than if we weren't landlocked.
You would think that
we don't coast. That's a slogan.
I know.
You would think that seafood would be cheaper when you go to the coast.
No, it's fucking not.
No,
it's not. I've had it in New York and Florida, and it's not cheaper.
I think it's because it is fresh.
Yeah.
As opposed to frozen, and they ship it over here to Red Lobster and shit.
But I guess
I've never been to Red Lobster, by the way.
I guess beef probably isn't any cheaper here.
Yo, you go to like any East Coast where they don't have a lot of cows and stuff.
Yeah.
Corn and beef is really expensive there.
Yeah.
Compared to here, where it's the corn and beef country. You're in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah. Well, let's get in the RV.
Put.
Our RV always sounds really sick. Like,
we need to get a new one.
I was thinking Dale off The Walking Dead.
We need to get a new one, Rick.
It's always that. What's that hose that breaks?
Tell me.
We can work together.
I think I know. Or when Rick turns sideways and looks down and up at you at the same time, you know shit's about to get real.
Yeah.
Life is precious.
Man, I'm glad he's back. I'm on the 5th season right now. And I just saw him come back. But
who?
Fucking Morgan. So like one of my favorite characters.
I was like, what?
Big M, Little Organ.
Well, you were talking about Coral. Coral. Okay. All right. So we are going to Delaware. Haunted places. Catman's Grave in Frankfurt. Long Cemetery in Frankfurt.
Kathmandu.
The Kathmandu. The Catman was a gravekeeper that used to chase about troublemakers out of the cemetery. He was a feline-looking man, and after his death, it is said that those cat features became more prominent. Now the caretaker's spirit manifests as a part man, part cat creature who scares kids away that come into the cemetery to party.
That's the...
Hey,
never mind.
That's what his sweat's called. Kathmandu.
Kathmandu.
If you knock on his tomb, he is said to mess with your vehicle so you'll have difficulty leaving the cemetery.
Every single ghost I hear about is the most worthless ghost I've ever heard. It's
okay, Catman, that's enough. Give me back my fucking coil wire now.
He unplugs your battery.
Gotcha.
Meow.
He runs away.
He's got little ghost impact wrenches.
I was gonna say. He runs away, but he's like 2 feet tall, and it's like all cat leg.
Meow. But I don't understand why, if he wants to chase you out of the cemetery, why is he fucking with your car so you have to stay at the cemetery? I was like, did I type that right?
Pour a little milk in the hubcap.
I look like a kitty. Do I jump all nimbly from tree to tree? Drink milk from a saucer? All right, haunted places, Indian River Bay. Delaware Shore State Park. This place looks gorgeous. A woman in an old-fashioned swimsuit walks the beach, crossing the sand dunes, and even asks people for help from on the beach. So, and then she just disappears. I know you're shocked.
Can I get some help? Okay, they come around and they're like, where'd you go?
Hi, I really need help.
She just walks away all fast. She's like, I have anxiety.
She just goes in the ocean.
She's a
Murloc. You're
Murloc.
leaving. I'll come back out.
I'll be there. Whenever you need me. No? Baywatch?
Yeah.
Doo-doo.
We're just waiting for you to keep going.
She's running with her little fucking buoy lifeguard thing.
Some people stand in the darkness.
But she's in slow motion.
Ghost
They're like, what is she
flapping.
doing?
She's got her flippers on.
Who's that lady running in slow motion? Excuse me. Haunted place at Old Maggie's Bridge in Seaford.
Old Maggie.
Whoa. Who's buying who a drink of Coke?
We're going to Maggie's.
Maggie. We can work together.
Tell Coral.
Tell Coral to get out of the sea.
I'm gonna leave Judith with you and everyone else while I go off and do my thing. You guys raise her.
Where's Coral?
I'm pining Hoary.
Ugh. On Route 78 in Seaford, legend tells of a pregnant woman who died in a car accident. If you stand on Maggie's bridge at night and shout, "Maggie, I have your baby." No. You'll hear rustling of a mother trying to find peace.
If you do that,
Rustling of a mother trying to find...
if you really try that, there's something else you can try. Go in the bathroom and turn the light off so it's pitch black and say, "I see a dumbass" 3 times in the mirror, and then flip the light on and you'll see a dumbass.
What is the sound of a rustling mother?
I don't know. I was like, I'm going to put that in there because I don't know what... She's like moving some sticks around.
You know?
A rock falls.
Maybe. No, you don't. No, you don't.
What's all that? What's all that jingling, lady? He's not in the fucking silverware drawer. Shit.
And then you got the cat guy messing with your car. I just can't win. It's not a good day.
I got rustling over here and kitty saucers over here.
I thought you were going to say every time you see her, she has a baby.
just pops it out.
Yeah, just every 5 seconds. Just
I thought you meant like she just puts him on a shelf.
If you see
like, I have him new. She pulls down a different baby.
If you see the baby lady, be sure to have your catcher's mitt.
She's like, "Don't look at me, don't look." Fuck! Damn it!
Not again.
You're just following her around.
Oh, hey, what's up?
You just had to look at me, didn't you?
Thanks. Urban legends. Lum's Pond. Lum's Pond State Park legend tells of a young girl who ran away from her Newcastle home in the 1870s. She hid in the woods near Lum's Pond State Park. She encountered a dangerous man who was also camping in the woods. He captured, assaulted, and murdered her. Authorities found her body quickly, but they never found her killer. She is said to have died near the bridge of the park trails. People say they have seen her ghost and sometimes hear her scream when they cross the bridge. They also report that the temperature drops very quickly in certain spots.
So, here's a question.
Yeah, what do you got?
Okay, thank you, Gary. I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay. Just waiting my turn.
Gary, everybody.
Thank you.
Tips his hat.
I don't have a hat. Left it in the truck.
How come every time there's a ghost that gets spotted or seen after they've been murdered, they don't know how to tell people, "Hey, my murderer is this guy"?
Yeah, I can complete complex tasks like moving things,
having babies,
and writing out murder, but I can't spell
messing with your car battery.
I can't fucking spell Brad did it.
He lives at 9635 Tickamore Street or something.
It's just a little too complex for me.
They do like in the movies, like the ghost you'll walk with the ghost like behind. They're always like so far ahead of you, and then they like stop, turn around, or they point, and then you keep walking behind them, and they disappear, and then they go up further, and they make sure you're following them. Kind of like a cat going down a hallway. They're like, "Hey, you follow me? You got this?" Like if we're going to get them food. They're always checking their back.
Yeah.
Got your 6? Okay. And then you catch up to them and like the ghost is standing there, and then you find their body and you're like, "Oh." And then the ghost disappears.
Right where you said it'd be.
That's really weird. Thanks for such the good information.
It's like Stir of Echoes could have been like 2 minutes long. She'd be like, "He fucked me down here and then
I'm in the wall."
Yeah, I'm in here.
Oh man, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
This is a great movie.
That's good. Was Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon.
Oh, you guys are really in sync today.
Oh man, I wish I knew an NSYNC song right now.
Bye bye bye.
Oh, I thought that was Backstreet Boys.
No. We were singing in the car the other day. We do 90s throwback.
Sometimes we sing Tupac.
So wait, Backstreet Boys was
Back Streets Back. All right.
Okay, but
everybody.
who was in that? Justin Timberlake was in that one?
No, he's in sync.
He was in NSYNC? Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, I do like Justin Timberlake.
Okay. All right, I believe you.
And Joey Fatone.
He's very talented.
The fat one.
Did you see Alpha Dog?
Yes.
Shit was crazy.
It was a good movie.
I like he's really funny on Saturday Night Live. Like he just nails that shit.
I like when he gives his look like.
Mm-hmm. I think the funniest thing I've ever seen him in though was Punk'd when Ashton got his mom in on it, and they were repossessing his
Holy
stuff
shit,
in his
yeah.
house because he didn't
flipped
pay
out,
his
dude.
taxes, and he was because he had just like started hit like
He had a
fame, and
conniption
he was
fit.
just started getting money.
He was crying.
He was crying. It was so funny. And then like he called his mom. He's like, "Mom, they're taking my stuff. I don't know what to do." And she's in on it. So she's like, "Well, why didn't you pay this?" And he's like, "I don't know. I thought I did." And this, and then all of a sudden Ashton comes out and
You got punked. Burn.
Ashton Kutcher is one of my favorite actors.
he's a good actor.
Donna.
I love that 70s show.
Dude, I forgot to tell you guys. You know Andrew off of Walking Dead?
Yeah.
The gay guy? He does the best impressions. The best.
Really? The guy...
Aaron?
Andrew.
Oh, the
Or maybe it is Aaron, but he's
Aaron?
the dark-haired one or the light-haired one?
the dark-haired one.
The one that
That's
went to
Aaron.
go find them in the...
Yeah, he lost his... He's got a bad...
Yeah, that's Aaron.
Yeah.
I love Aaron.
He does the best impression.
Is he American?
Show you. He's British.
Okay.
Just like Maggie and Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah.
But
Did you know Daryl Norman Reedus plays the bass?
yeah. He also rides a lot of motorcycles.
Yeah, he's got this show called Ride.
I heard it wasn't very good.
I watched an episode of it when he did with...
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, that was pretty good, but I really like Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Anyway, afterwards, I'll show you.
Okay.
Okay, aliens, black triangle sightings. Triangle-shaped UFOs with white, orange, and or red lights have been...
Flying Doritos.
Yep. That's exactly what I thought. Have been spotted fairly frequently in Kent and Sussex counties, including multiple sightings in 2009 and 2014. Expert from a 2014 UFO report said, "A friend called me tonight and he's working over the Netticoke River." I don't think that's right. And then what he saw haunted me for years because I saw this exact thing back in 2009. I think he saw a black triangle hovering over a wall. I remembered it had 6 lights, 6 white lights and 1 red when I saw it. This time it has 6 orange lights and 1 white. Then another friend saw an orange long-shaped object above a tree line headed for Seaford and disappeared. There was a long, low glow line in the sky that slowly disappeared, so we think it may have been a remnant of its anomaly. Black helicopters have all been over this place, but I don't know why. I'm guessing it has something to do with these sightings. We could help in figuring out what we're seeing. Please help. Cryptozoology. This is called, I think it's Zwanendel merman. There's a picture of this online.
Merman.
I know, I was thinking that merman. There's a picture of this online. If you're playing along at home, look it up. Tell us what you think. Lewes, Delaware. Zwanendel Museum, you will find a merman. It's a foot-long mummified creature. It has been in Lewes since 1800s. It was a present to the Lewes family from a sea captain. It has a fish tail, human-like arms, and a screaming humanoid head topped with white hair.
It's fucking paper mache.
Look it up on the thing. People say it's a hoax. The Division of Historical and Cultural Affairs in Delaware said that the merman was created in the mid-19th century China using a shrunken monkey head, fish, hair, ivory, glass, oak, stain, varnish, and dye. It's weird looking. It does look like something you'd find at a Halloween store. For sure. They probably got it at Spirit back in the day. Haunted places. Cape Henlopen State Park. It's another place in Lewes. That must be a big town because there's a lot of places when I was doing research that had that town Lewes or city Lewes on it. People say that there is still a soldier on duty behind Tower 12.
It's Doofy.
Oh, Doofy. Doofy, what are you doing back there?
Clean my room.
Told you not to bother me when I'm cleaning my room.
Yes, sir.
If you get too close to his post, which is located in a bunker underneath what appears to be a dune near the campground bicycle trail, next to spotting over Tower 12, people have heard that, they've heard growling or they've heard they've been yelled at by a... I was like, bar wow.
It's the most depressed dog I've ever heard.
Growl!
Roof. They said they've been yelled at by a disembodied voice. The face of a soldier has also manifested in photographs and video clips recorded in the area. Could not find a single one.
Yeah.
I looked online last night. I'm like, what is this? The Warren stuff? Oh yeah, we got it on film, but we're never going to show you.
Yeah.
If you have a picture, send it to us because I couldn't find anything, and I was like, let's see. Cryptozoology. The Selbyville Swamp Monster.
The Shelbyville Swamp Monster.
Those assholes in Shelbyville. In the 1920s, 2 raccoon hunters were at the Great Cypress Swamp in Selbyville, Delaware.
See you at the Cypress Swamp in Shelbyville.
Cindy. Their dogs froze in place with their tails tucked in. They had heard something screaming, and it sounded like it was coming towards them. They didn't fire at it, but they did back away. It followed them, snapping through the tree branches as it came. They saw the Selbyville swamp monster, a large hulking beast. An editor of the Delmarva News and Rolf Grapperhaus claimed he created the Selbyville swamp monster as a hoax in the 1960s.
Is it Selbyville or Shelbyville?
It's Selbyville.
Selby.
Yeah, he's saying Shelbyville because of The Simpsons. The neighboring town.
Citrus acid in my eye.
I love that show. He dressed his friend Fred Stevens in a hairy costumes. Stevens used to terrify motorists on Route 54.
Should have put this hairy costume on, Fred.
He also printed stories of swamp monster hunts in the Delmarva News. But in 1987, he stopped that because the hoax was getting out of control and people were hunting him and he was worried for his life.
Get this. I should put a hairy costume on, and then you can put on like a flannel and a fishing vest, and we'll go to the woods, and you can yell, "You have to go!" and see if anybody gets it.
I think that guy's yelling at that other guy, and I don't appreciate it. I'm going to get this on my iPhone.
Harry?
There have been a few sightings since then, though, so he said he never put it back on, the costume, but we'll see. Haunted places. This is called the ADC. This house is really pretty. It looks like something that Stephen King would write about. It's real pretty. It's definitely, where he's on that kind of Pacific Northeast area, Northwest area, not Northwest. It's in Bethany, built in 1902. The ADC is a beautiful Victorian-style bed and breakfast, and is one of the most haunted places in Delaware. At least 3 of the 13 rooms are said to be haunted. Room 1 is the home of an ADC's infamous haunted bathroom. The copper tub, which is gorgeous, by the way, look it up online, is said to violently shake on occasion, just randomly.
Have claw feet?
No.
Like grandma's?
No.
I love clawfoot tubs.
It looks like just like a big piece of...
corrugated.
What's that
copper
stuff that you put on the... Yeah.
Just like a big trough.
Yeah, but it's really pretty. Like...
Yeah.
You can tell it's old.
Probably
Water tank or horse tank.
It's probably not copper.
It might be. Because it's built in 1902.
Yeah.
It's likely brass then.
You're brass. Room 6, when people pass by the room, they say they can hear organ music coming from the room, but there's no piano in there. Room 11 is said to be haunted by a ghost of Paul Delaney. He worked at the ADC. There's also reports of a ghost that runs up and down the hallway in the evening. Random smells of perfume and mysterious music have all been smelled/heard throughout the building. Kurt Addy is said to be heard at the roof at times as well. He died many years ago when he fell off the roof. I'll be up here if you need me. I'll be up here if you need me. He just keeps doing that over and over. I can't sleep. Shut up. All right. This is a most notorious killer in Delaware. Mind you, it is the only documented serial killer in Delaware as well.
I was going to say, nothing really happens in Delaware.
Actually, I have another one, but that's for next week. It's a vintage true crime. It was really good, and I was like, I don't want to squish this into one paragraph, so... forthcoming vintage true crime coming next week. Born November 22nd, 1957, the Route 40 killer is what he was called. He was an electrician by trade. He would drive his van along Route 40 near Bear, Delaware. The victims were found with blue carpet fibers on them. An undercover policewoman posed as a prostitute and was approached by Pinnell in his van.
It was a guy.
Hi. He's not even shaved.
Yes.
Looking for a good time, sugar?
Yes, I am.
Get in the car. She was able to get some blue carpet fibers and then sent him off to a lab. Obviously, didn't kill her. Police placed him under surveillance, during which he was observed driving late at night along Route 40. The fibers they found were an exact match to those that were on the victims. He was arrested November 29th in 1988, convicted of killing Shirley A. Ellis, 23, in November 87, Catherine A. DeMauro in June 1988, and he pled no contest to killing Michelle A. Gordon, 22, and Kathleen Ann Meyer, 26. Did you have something to say?
Yeah.
What's up?
His parole meeting. Like, what have you learned? I've learned that if I'm going to kill someone, I should do it on a hardwood floor.
That's correct. He was also suspect of the 1988 August murder of Margaret Lynn Finner, 27. He was first condemned to argue his own case before he was the first to condemned to argue his own case before Delaware Supreme Court, arguing to affirm his own death sentence. Without admitting guilt, he said he wanted to spare his wife and 2 children, yes, he was married with kids, the prolonged pain of spending the rest of his life in prison. He was executed on March 14th, 1992 by lethal injection. He was the first person to be executed in Delaware since 1946.
So 4 years he was on death row.
Yeah, I double-checked those, and I was like, goodness gracious, that was fast. Ow! Sorry. That hurt, because it got me, like, right in the webbing in your finger, this little piece here.
Ow.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry, guys.
I am very worried.
Don't be worried. All right. Let's see. How are we doing on time? Let me skip that one. Legends. This is called the Corpse Light at Cape Henlopen State Park, said to be the origin of Corpse Light. It is a phantom light with no discernible source. There is no lighthouse at Cape Henlopen, but people still say they see flashing lights from this location. It is said that the light is a curse from a Native American tribe. After British soldiers stormed a wedding ceremony and massacred many guests, the tribe conjured up the light as a means to lure ships to doom. A ship called the Devonshireman sank on Christmas Day 1965. The ship followed the beams to a non-existent lighthouse and crashed into a stone instead, so more than 200 men died in the wreck. People also say they now see the ghostly ship in the area around the crash. Haunted places, Fort Delaware. During the Civil War, Fort Delaware, located on Delaware River's Pea Patch Island, which sounds adorable, was originally a prison for Civil War soldiers. It is known to have atrocious conditions. Prisoners were housed in wooden barracks and given small rations of food, and they were also given dirty water. They threw rats into the barracks, and the prisoners would devour them out of starvation. About 2,700 men died in the prison. Their spirits are now said to haunt the fort. People say they have felt an eerie presence and have heard ghosts of prisoners going on about making noise.
Bill can't stop snoring, and I was tired of his shit. And like they just walk by.
You better shut up.
Next time I'm at an event and they have like a little area with porta potties, I'm going to call it Pea Patch Island.
I think it just sounds adorable. It's like little pea patch babies grow there, like Cabbage Patch, with their little pea patch, little pods. Oh man, I'm envisioning this place.
Maybe they're little bunny babies.
Oh my god, in the pea patch.
Oh, great.
I'm back. Coming back.
And each one of them comes with a stuffed carrot.
Fuck up, I can't handle it. We got 2 bunnies that live under our porch, and I named them Fiver and Pipkin. You're welcome.
Fiver and Pippin?
Fiver and Pipkin.
What's that?
From Watership Down.
I don't know what that is.
A book.
All right, bitch. A book?
You unlearned doctor. All right.
You know, it's got pages and words and things.
Yeah. I think it's also a series on Netflix now, too.
Sentences together, form paragraphs. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Tylenol for any pain. Shut up, Richard.
Hi, I'm Earth. Have we met? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I love that movie.
Get yourself a different map.
28 miles.
Man, that's good stuff. Haunted places, Christiana Fire Company Station 12. Christiana, 2 different ghosts are said to haunt the station. One is said to be evil, and it appears in the doorway of the engineer's room as a dark, shadowy figure. But the other one appears more frequently, or it also appears more frequently than the nice ghost. The nice ghost is said to stop the evil one from going any further down the hallway.
I'm sorry, she is such a bitch.
What the fuck was that?
Witnesses say it's an ongoing battle of good and evil. What if it's the nice ghost trying to get down the hallway and the other one's blocking it? Did they ever think of that? Looks can be deceiving. Haunted places, Blevins House in Smyrna. It's a Victorian house built around the turn of the century. Visitors have heard disembodied voices, unexplained footsteps, and report of feeling like they are being watched. Some have seen a ghost dog that barks. Others have seen a neighbor that will vanish if you approach.
The most worthless things, dude, I swear. Okay.
Hi.
Sorry.
There's also a faceless man who watches through the windows, and then there's a spirit of a decapitated man.
How does he have no face, but he watches things? Come on. Like,
Didn't say he didn't have eyes. All right, I got time for one more here. Let's do the half moon aliens. So March 2018, there was another sighting strange near Dover. In the testimony in the case 90968 from the MUFON Witness Reporting Database, the witness stated, "I noticed what I first thought was a half moon until I realized it would have been the bottom half of the moon. That is a view that we do not see on this planet. Looking closer, it said it had silvery surface and it seemed to give off its own light. Judging from where I was, the object looked as if directly over what would be the town of Marydale, Delaware. Right on Delaware border. Oh, Maryland, Delaware border, excuse me. Next, I noticed several white lights, maybe 3 or 4, one which was pulsating and maneuvering around on a large bowl-shaped object." So that is Delaware Part 1. Like I said, I do have a vintage true crime that I'm going to do next week for a Part 2. I would have fit it in here, but as you can see, we're out of time on what we had here, and I didn't want to scrunch it up because it was kind of crazy. So look forward to that, fellers.
All right. Well, thanks, Natalie. Appreciate the research there.
Yeah.
Hey, Vance.
Yeah, Dan.
Hey.
Hey. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right.
Good to hear.
People get a hold of us.
Well,
I was like, did he hear him? Did he hear him?
How do people get a hold of us?
best way to get a hold of us is by emailing us at don'tlookunderthebedpodcast@gmail.com. You can definitely also go to our website, don'tlookunderthebed.net. We're at Twitter at DLUTB, Facebook at Don't Look Under the Bed Podcast, and also Instagram at DLUTB. Check us out.
Thanks a lot, and we'd like to thank each and every listener.
Every last single one of you.
Every listener that we have, and once again, this has been the Don't Look Under the Bed Podcast.
The
podcast for all things. Can you let me finish?
Oh my god.
The podcast for all things comedy horror.
Tell them what we have for them, Dan.
It's the all things pod. It's the cast, and you put pods in it. Tide Pods. It's Tide Podcast.
You cast Tide Pods at people.
And I'm gonna have a relaxed host Dan Wonder next to me.
Natalie Rose.
Next to her is
Vinny Rose.
And Nick is off. We'll see you guys next week in the future. Bye.
Bye. In the future.